Hi guys, I'm very happy to be here to offer my services to America and indeed the world in solving the Bud Light crisis. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. Hi guys, it's me and I'm sitting out here on this beautiful, beautiful day and I'm about to have an ice cold beer, specifically a Stella Artois made by the Anheuser-Busch Company. Why Stella? Well, I like Stella. But more than that, I am a Stella Artois influencer. Oh, yes. Stella Artois actually sent me a couple of glasses, pair of sunglasses, um, because I apparently am an influencer and I drink Stella Artois and I talk about Stella Artois quite a lot. And so a little while ago, last year, they decided to send me stuff to get me to keep talking about Stella Artois, which I'm very happy to do. Um, and it gives me a kind of unique perspective on this whole drama that's going on right now with Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. So a quick recap, if you've been living under a rock for the last 2 weeks. The Bud Light brand, which is an adjunct lager made by Anheuser-Busch, well, I personally don't think it's very good. Yeah, they have a lot of social media influencers who kind of talk about their brand, just like Stella Artois, sent me some free swag so I continue talking about Stella Artois. They have literally thousands of influencers they send free stuff to or give money to talk about their brands. And one particular person that they gave money to was Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney is a trans woman who's just celebrated her 365th day of womanhood. And Anheuser-Busch sent her lots of Bud Light, and they sent her some Bud Light cans with her face on, and she made some TikTok videos about it. And that might have been an error on the part of Bud Light, because the Bud Light consumer tends to be more middle America, let's say. And so they weren't particularly happy with Dylan Mulvaney being a spokesperson for their brand. And it caused all sorts of drama. There are boycotts of the Bud Light brand. Sales of Bud Light have dropped 40%. The stock price of Anheuser-Busch has toppled and taken $6 billion of their market cap. There have even been bomb threats to Budweiser factories. And it's kind of crazy. But on the other hand, people are up in arms defending Bud Light's choice of having Dylan Mulvaney as a spokesperson and accusing all these people of being upset, of being transphobic and stuff like that. It's a big mess. It's a big mess. But fortunately, I'm here to solve it for everybody. Because everybody has missed the most important question in all this. And that is, does Dylan Mulvaney drink Bud Light? That's really the only question that matters. You see, when I got brought on board by Anheuser-Busch to be a spokesperson, they never paid me, they just sent me free swag. It's because I drink Stella Artois, which is one of the beers they make. I drink a lot of Stella Artois. I love Stella Artois. I'd say it's my go-to beer. It's like, it's got that exact right balance of it tastes like beer, but it's also crisp and light and drinkable. And wherever in the world you go, you drink Stella Artois and it's always going to taste the same. I really like craft beer. I really like drinking craft beers and experimenting with craft beers. But the thing is, when I want a nice cold beer, I don't necessarily want a 12% India Pale Ale that's double hopped and makes me suck my teeth like a lemon. No, I like a nice drinkable beer, and you can't really find a more nice drinkable beer than Stella Artois, which is made by Anheuser-Busch, the same company that makes Bud Light. And so after a while, I've been posting pictures of me quaffing Stella Artois, and they reached out to me and were like, hey, can we send you some swag? And I was like, yes, please. And I like to consider myself as the ideal type of influencer for Stella Artois because I love Stella Artois. I would drink Stella Artois even if Anheuser-Busch weren't sending me swag for drinking Stella Artois. And that's where Dylan Mulvaney comes in. Because if Dylan Mulvaney is the sort of person who was chosen to be a spokesperson for Bud Light because she drinks Bud Light, then nobody should be complaining. Nobody should complain about me being a spokesperson for Stella Artois for my very small sub 2,000 subscribers on Instagram, because I drink Stella Artois. I live the Stella Artois life. Here we go. I would drink Stella Artois even if I wasn't getting free swag. It's not the only beer I drink. but it is my go-to beer. And if people got upset with Stella Artois sending me stuff, I'd say that they can bugger off, because like, this is me. I am a genuine fan of Stella Artois, and therefore I think it's fair that I'm an influencer talking about it. So if Dylan Mulvaney is the sort of person who, when she went to the pub with her friends, would order a Bud Light, then she is the perfect spokesperson for Bud Light. And everybody who's upset about Dylan Mulvaney being a spokesperson for Bud Light can go to hell. Screw you guys, because you know what? There's no beer police, okay? There shouldn't be people telling people what beer they can and can't drink. I drink Stella Artois because I love it. If Dylan Mulvaney drinks Bud Light, then she can be a spokesperson for Bud Light because she believes in the brand and drinks the brand and is part of that. So in that case, yeah, everybody's as upset right now. Agincourt salute to you. However, if Dylan Mulvaney doesn't drink Bud Light, and I'm going to go out on a limb, I don't think she's the kind of person who goes out to drink Bud Light, because I'm not the kind of person to go out and drink Bud Light. If she doesn't drink Bud Light, then yeah, it's a completely disastrous person to have as a spokesperson, because take one look at Dylan Mulvaney, and hopefully the marketing people at Bud Light had some kind of awareness of who their core audience were, and said, maybe this isn't a good match. And it's not the fact that Dylan Mulvaney is trans that's not a good match, it's the fact that Dylan Mulvaney doesn't drink Bud Light. You shouldn't pay people to be spokesperson for your brand if they aren't people who believe in your brand or partake in your brand. And therefore, I think Anheuser-Busch deserve everything they get. I mean, obviously not bomb threats, that's freaking outrageous. Why can't people just be sane? But if Dylan Mulvaney doesn't drink Bud Light, then Dylan Mulvaney is not somebody who should be a spokesperson for Bud Light. And Anheuser-Busch, what the hell were you thinking? And apparently they were thinking. But if Dylan Mulvaney does drink Bud Light, then yeah, 100%, I'll go and stand in the street and say, listen, guys, people are allowed to pick and choose whatever beer they like. And they can stand up and say, I like this beer. That's fine. That's what they should do. It's all down to this question of, does Dylan Mulvaney drink Bud Light or not? That's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter that she's trans. It matters whether or not she drinks the beer. So answer me that question, and we will have an answer to this whole Bud Light question. Because if she drinks Bud Light, then we should defend her. And if she doesn't drink Bud Light, then Anheuser-Busch need to really get their shit together, because it was a terrible, terrible decision to get someone who doesn't drink your beer to be a spokesperson for your beer. Yeah. And until then, you know, I'm going to continue drinking Stella Artois because I like Stella Artois and I think it's a solid product. Stella Artois, if you want to send me some more free glasses, I would be absolutely down for that. If I've offended you with this video by saying perhaps Dylan Mulvaney is not a good choice for a Bud Light ambassador if she doesn't drink beer, then, well, screw you, don't send me any more free glasses. I'll continue to drink your beer spitefully. I will drink your beer out of spite. Anyway, that's all I have to say on the topic. It really shouldn't have anything to do with whether Dylan Mulvaney is trans or not. It should be whether they drink the beer or not. Whether she drinks the beer. If you want to be a spokesperson for something, you have to be a spokesperson for it. You have to believe in it. That's what we need in this world. Authenticity and truth and belief. So there we go. I'm going to drink a pint of Anheuser-Busch beer that I believe in. Although it does tend to evaporate quite quickly. Anyway, I'll be back in another video soon. If you have any thoughts on it, let me know in the comments down below. I would be thrilled to hear them. And until then, ciao. I'm Roland Hume. I've sold 67,000 copies of my books. If you want to find out how I did it, I've got the link right here you can click. And otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. I've got more videos coming soon. Thank you.